Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in the globe. I hope you're having a great day, everybody. This is Myrma Alvarez, and I'm from Baby Solutions. We are again, I'm here, I'm back on for our 90 Days Go Live Challenge. Actually, it is 90 Days Think and Grow Rich Challenge. And let me just get my books. And for the whole 90 days, if you're following me, you know I'm discussing this book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And so that's what we have discussed for the entire 46 days. And now we are on our day 47, my friends. So our day 47, week 7, actually is on imagination. So, okay, so I haven't had my coffee, so pardon me. I'm just drinking my coconut juice, fake coconut juice. Well, it says organic coconut water, harmless harvest. Anyway, day 47, the innovation through observation. So first, let me ask you a question. Again, a question. Why do some people seem to spot opportunities everywhere while others only see problems? Problems. Other people will say problems. Napoleon Hill believed that one reason is this: successful people become good observers. Observers. Today's lesson is called Innovation through Observation. And innovation doesn't always come from inventing something new. Sometimes it comes from simply paying attention. If you're following me, remember when we have that two kinds of imagination. One is the synthetic imagination, wherein you something from a previously created idea, and then you are making that, improving that, or improving the process and the results. And the other one is the creative imagination, wherein the creative imagination wherein it comes from your mind, right? Uh, Synthetic imagination is the ability to take ideas that already exist and combine them in a new and better way. And the second imagination is the creative imagination. So it's unlike synthetic imagination, which builds on existing idea. Creative imagination is about receiving fresh insights, inspiration, and new possibilities. And now we are on innovation through observation. And this one doesn't always come from inventing something new. Like I said, sometimes it comes from simply paying attention, observing. So when we observe the world around us, we begin to notice problems that need solutions, needs that aren't being met, and opportunities that others overlook. And I'm also guilty on that, the opportunities that I overlooked. There's a lot already, a lot of them that I overlook. But I cannot bring back the times. I cannot go back to the past, right? Like what's the movie Back to the Future? Back to the past. I cannot go back to the past, but I just have to move on and uh, do with whatever I have in front of me, right? And observation helps imagination come alive. I've learned this in my own online business journey. There goes again my online business journey. The more I listen to people, the more I understand their questions, challenges, and goals. So you listen. And there are people who likes to talk, but you also have to listen. That and listening to people, understanding their questions, challenges, and goals, that helps me create content that's more meaningful and helpful. I always hear this in our um, Zoom meeting or masterminds, or when people are presenting, they always say, be intentional. Be intentional, not just because you want to post, just because you want to post. You can post anything for that matter. Of course, you are free to do so. But if you have a business to run or to manage, you have to be intentional on the post that you are doing. And so having these observations, listening to people, observing people, it will help you create the content that's more meaningful and helpful to them. So instead of asking, what should I post today? You should ask, what questions are people asking? What challenges are they facing right now? And how can we serve them better? And so, even the shorts, the shorts, the reels that are only about 30 seconds, I think reels are up to 1 minute and a half for Instagram, or some are like 1 minute, or just 15 seconds, even few seconds, as long as it's meaningful and it's relatable to people, right? I am saying this, but I know I'm not doing all my posts like that. So it's learn from me, and I learn from myself too, right? So when we become better listeners and observers, we also become better problem solvers. And that's valuable in every profession, not just business, not only profession, but in life itself, in your everyday living. That is very valuable. Listening and observing people, and being conscientious and being sensitive to other people's needs, right? Especially those who are close to you. That is very, very helpful and very valuable. And today's challenge is simple. You have to pay attention today. Just pay attention, observe. Observe the people around you. Listen more than you speak. Although I know some people, like I said, like to blah, 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 like to talk, 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 and but it's also good. It's good to talk if you have good things to say, right? But it's also good to listen and wait for people to respond or comment or react to whatever you have to say or you said, and then listen to them and then go from there, right? So that's where communication starts. You talk, or they talk and you listen, you talk, they listen, they react, and then you go with the flow of the communication, the conversation, I mean. So you may discover an idea, a need, or an opportunity that you never noticed before, right? Sometimes, if you are so focused on what you have to say or what you want to impart to whoever you're talking to, and then you lose focus on their reaction. So when you are talking, you also have to observe the reaction of the person in front of you. And I'm guilty on that too, because I have a focus problem, and sometimes I lose focus. Sometimes, even if I'm just talking to 6'3", him and me alone, that has been my problem for years and years, the focus problem, attention problem. And whenever he's talking, sometimes, my brain, I think I mentioned this to you, to everyone before, that my brain tends to branch out to a lot of things that I need to do, a lot of things that I'm thinking of, and not to that conversation on that specific period. And I am so guilty on that. I am still trying to better myself, to improve myself on that, but sometimes I fail, but still I try, right? So that's why I'm telling this to all of you, not because I am perfect. I am not perfect. I am also telling this to tell myself, and for me to learn on all these things, because these ideas came from the book Think and Grow Rich. And I was just mashing it, and what do you call that, kneading, like when you are baking it, right? You knead until it becomes smooth, and will be ready to make a bread, right? So that's the one I wanted to relate to that I whatever I'm telling here, I'm also learning from. And sometimes the greatest opportunities are hiding in plain sight. Just in plain sight, you are just missing the opportunity, missing the opportunities that's right in front of you. If only you observe, telling that to myself too. If only you observe, we observe attentively, attentive, and we can see through the glass. That's, I don't know if that's the term that they say, see through the glass, or see through the blurry blurry glass, right? Or see through the next, the one next to the wall, right? And so that's it for my 2 cents for today. Thank you so much for joining me. And tomorrow we will discuss why it's important to capture great ideas before they are forgotten. I'm sorry, I'm still not quite awake yet. Oh, I woke up very early. I did my prayers, and then my exercise for my sciatic pain is still so much in pain. But anyway, um, so again, we will capture great ideas before they are forgotten. You may be surprised how many valuable ideas disappear simply because we don't write them down. And writing it down, whether you write it down legacy, uh, manually in a notebook, or some note apps. There's a lot of note apps in the apps in the phone or the internet, right? So if today's message encouraged you, please like, follow, and share for more, so more people can join us on this 90 Days Think and Grow Rich Challenge. So if you're interested in personal growth, entrepreneurship, and learning digital business skills through our free complimentary educational webinars and workshops, feel free to send me a message and I'd be happy to share more information. And remember, always remember, I love this one. Remember, this thought often associated with Napoleon Hill, the author of this book: whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. So anyway, before I go, I want to mention or remind everyone that we are offering a complimentary webinar. This is to learn, if you want to learn more insights about this online business that I keep talking about. We are offering complimentary webinars, so you will find a lot more information here and testimonies from people from a few people who are voluntarily telling their stories, their testimonies, how they face challenges and how they achieve success. This is live webinar every Tuesdays and Thursdays, actually Thursday today. So later on, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, my time. And this is a global business. So anywhere you are in the globe, anywhere you're in the globe, you can access this webinar. Just convert your time zone with my time zone, that is Pacific Standard Time, 5 p.m. But if you are not available to watch the live, it's okay because it's recorded. And so you can access it anytime you are available. That is how easy it is. And that's how I also started this creating my own online business. I watched this complimentary webinar and right away something clicked. Right away I believed in it, and no regrets at all. And I'm here, I'm in it to win it. I'm winning and still winning. Okay, so thank you for joining me today. Have a wonderful day. God bless everybody. And I'll see you tomorrow for day 48. Happy Wednesday. We're in the middle of the week. I'm still very busy and still in so much pain, but I could still smile. Positive, positive. Thank you. And God bless everybody. Bye.